harsh lights on my face. Yes, I need concealer. Yes, you can tell I've not been the healthiest, but this is what I look like without lights on my face. This is what I look like with lights on my face. Hang on, wait for it. So you see how much worse the light makes me look because it's a yellow horrible light. Let's see if the other, I'm doing this so it won't shock you. Let's see if the other color makes it as bad. Well, that color doesn't make it nearly as bad, but it's still, you can still, the uneven. And I washed my face just a minute ago, so I'm shiny, clean, uneven, and a little dark right here where I have been sick, but it's perking up. I just wanted to prove to y'all that while y'all see me under lights all the time, I'm not always super sick. Sometimes it's just the lights, as you can see. Now let's try and do this without, let's see if it gets back on me here. Okay, here we go. Is that decent for everybody? I have got a big fat Temu bag, and I have to go through it. Let me get this pillow out of my way. I have to go through it because they bounced right out on the floor. I have to go through it because I'm going to need some of this stuff to craft later. So I thought, let's just do this really quick. It's a pretty beautiful sunny day here. I have vacuumed up ladybugs all morning. And no, that is not a hyperbole or something for anything. It's just I vacuumed up ladybugs all morning. It is ladybug season here in the hills and hollers of Tennessee, and I am so over it. I'm ready for them to go away. Like, I would take a huge cold snap just to kill all the ladybugs. And no, I'm not talking about the red ones. I'm talking about the browny, greeny, yellow ones. They are an invasive species and should not be here. And I want them to go away. Okay, so this is going to be Crafts Plus. I've bought a few scragglers for David for Christmas coming through. And I got him this U.S. printed flag. And it looks like, from the front, it's 3D printed, so it looks like it's actually made of pallet wood, which I kind of like the irony there where it's fake but not fake, kind of like America. We're kind of fake but not fake, but fake. We're getting there. If we don't take hold, we're all going to be fake really soon. But I like this. This is a decent size, y'all. It's broad as I am, and I'm a big heifer. So thought that was pretty neat. He likes to decorate. He won't say it, but he does like to decorate and hang things in his fur shop. Men won't. They won't say that, but they do. He does. Believe me, he does. He likes to. Oh, somebody said that they had a different smell to the lady parts, and so I said, really, send me a link. This is the powder smell, and I said, oh, I didn't know that. Maybe she got the powder smell, and I was not paying attention. So I got one of these. It was like $1.60, and I thought since I had tried the two other ones, I would try this one as well. This is the third and only other option. Hello, how you doing, hound dog? Oh. Actually, I like that one better than any of the other ones. It's still got a candy-ish smell, but it's more of a, if y'all have ever smelled cashmere, what is it? Hang on. It's cashmere or something other. But Donna Karen. Cashmere mist. My brain today. It's kind of that overlaid on a gumdrop, which actually works. Hang on. Let's smell it when we put it on ourselves. Okay. Okay. So you have to get the seal. You have to get the seal level off. Like the top seal when they dry it on there. But after that, it's actually not that bad. I think I kind of prefer the powder scent to the peach or the other one. It does. The other ones do more strongly smelling bubblegum. This has got a muted bubblegum with like a cashmere mist overlay. Not that bad, y'all. I think I might like this one more. I don't know. We'll see how I use it. Right now, I've used the other ones a few times. Especially like if I've been up all day and I've been to the house crafting or working, and then I'm like, oh crap, they've called me to do a blood draw, or they've called me to come up and like pick up paperwork for my endocrinologist and stuff. I've been like, okay. Or I've had to go pick up, like I ran out of my vitamins the other day. I had to run to Walgreens. And I will just kind of rub that on a couple places because I know I've been clean. I've been up all day, and it makes me feel better when I go to town. I won't say it makes me smell better, but it makes me feel better. You just have to always remember, I drop stuff in the floor and can't reach it because I've got short arms. You have to always remember to throw these little suckers away because they are a huge like choking hazard if you have pets. So always throw those away. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, this is. Oh, hang on, I gotta get in there. This is carpet tape, like carpet or rug tape. So if you have somebody in your home that's disabled, or you have somebody that, like me, I'm dropping everything today, has a trip hazard, you can get this tape, you stick it down on the floor, and then you pull the top off, and then you stick your rug on it. And it works as good as the one on Amazon that costs 4 times as much. And it doesn't stick super hard, so it's not going to stick or stay or harm your floors. And the one on Amazon didn't like my floors. So this one doesn't stick as hard, but like every week when I want to do a heavy mop, I can take that up and then just put a new one on it. And it keeps me from tripping over the edge of things, which y'all know I can't feel my left leg. So my left foot is numb. So my left leg and left foot are just, they're just there. And if I catch something, I will fall. So this helps me be a little bit more secure if I want to put down a rug. And in the winter, I do want to put down rugs because I don't want to sit in a chair where my feet are going to be touching a cold wooden floor. I'm weird that way. So in the winter, I do put down rugs. And that's how I keep from falling all over them and making my physical therapist happy. So there's a little trick for you. I've been getting David beard care stuff, and I got him a monogrammed round brush, like oval brush for his beard. But I thought he's got like size 14 ring fingers, so I thought that might be difficult for him. So I got him one to put in the kit with it with a handle, just as another option if he doesn't like that oval one. Because he's got big old honking hands, y'all. I worry about him sometimes when he uses those tiny scalpel blades to flesh those hides. I'm like, oh, if you need to change a scalpel blade, you might ought to call me. Here's some more beard care stuff. This is from Loeken. Wait. Leukemio, I don't know. Anywhere, it is beard oil and has a beard like conditioning wax with it. And this is the time of year that if I get him anything for his beard, I get it at Christmas. So this is the time of year I will like literally stock him up on all his beard care stuff that he needs all year round. So we've got brushes, monogram brushes, beard oil, beard wax. And so he's set to go on the beard stuff now. I might have gotten him if I saw something super funny, I might have grabbed it, but I don't think I did grab any more beard stuff. This is a flag I go through several times a year. And I looked on Amazon because I was going to buy it from a U.S. seller, but even on Amazon, they're primarily made across seas, which any country that outsources its own flags making, you should probably be concerned about. And I'm saying that as a, hey, America, wake up. But I got one because I keep one of these on our porch almost all the time. I either keep a Texas Come and Get It or a Gadsden's Don't Tread on Me flag on the porch at all times. I go through these several times a year, so I just got like a $3 one off of Temu. And I wanted to check its quality, and it's exactly like the one I got off Amazon last time. Which I will again say, the last one I bought off Amazon, I went and rechecked, and it was made in another country. So America, make your own flags. It looks really bad when you outsource the making of a symbol that is your own country. It's me against Margaret. Margaret, you crack me up. This is something I bought specifically for me. Y'all have seen me. I'm a fat girl in Appalachia, and I have Freddie Mercury and Queen tattoos. I have a Peter Freestone Phoebe tattoo right here. Phoebe's my friend. I miss Phoebe. I messaged him yesterday. We're on a time. He's in the Czech Republic in Prague, so I give him like a day or so to respond, especially if he's traveling. But I've got an arm, and then I've got a big portrait of Freddie Mercury here. Freddie Mercury is somebody who's the Queen and Freddie's music got me through teenage years, 20s years. I mean, just after my divorce, it was just, he's been a constant in my life, and he's been a constant source of happiness. And you can do this, you can get through this. Look at all that he went through, even dying at the age of 45. I'm now older than Freddie got to be, which just blows my mind. Even dying at the age of 45, he accomplished so much, and facing so much was still, you know, he found happiness in places you wouldn't normally find it. And I don't agree with every component of his lifestyle. I don't agree with anyone's 100% of their lifestyle. And that's just because we're individuals. But I will say that there's enough about this man that I admire, and what he faced and how he handled it, and how he learned to be something that others gravitated toward while also still being himself. So I got me another little hanger for my Jeep. I've got one in there that's wooden, that's really cute, but it's kind of gotten sun faded, so I may switch them out. I got this one. This is from when he was taping One Vision, the video, and they took a little screenshot and made it into a hanger, and I thought that was really cute. This is something that, you know, I'm a Queen official member person, and this is something they haven't even made, and I thought, I'm gonna grab it because I won't see it again, most likely. I love Queen's music. My favorite song in the world is This the World We Created by Queen. I actually wrote a thesis over it. And after that, I'm a weirdo. I probably like Fairy Feller's Masterstroke, based on a Shakespeare play. I mean, it's just freaking awesome. And if you understand what it's from, and you understand what he wrote the music from, it's just amazing. And I like it. Queen 2 is an album that everyone should listen to, but don't put your CD in and put Queen 2 on skip. That is an abomination. You have to listen to it as it's meant to be listened to all the way through. And like, if you have a cassette, it's better in cassette form or record form than it is in CD form, because I really don't think they put the CD in the correct order. You saw them live in 78. I got to see them in like 2016 or 17 in Nashville. Front row, I was 6 or 7 feet away from Brian May. And my friend that was up in the rafters took a picture down at me, and I was like right at his feet, like, you know. And I think I actually told Adam Lambert to move. And I didn't mean to be hateful. I was just locked onto Brian. I think Brian's a beautiful person. I think in his old age he's gotten kind of crabby. But I think he's a beautiful, reflective person. I think he's been reflective his whole life. And I think he carries a lot of guilt for some of the ways he behaved when he was younger with Queen. And I think that shows in his behavior now, especially with the new marriage. And he's doing well and has calmed down, but he can be crabby sometimes. And I'm just like, listen, I know you're an astrophysicist and you probably know how blatantly blank the world is, but can you just pretend that you like us for 5 minutes? But I do like that he was very smart and analytical and always searching beyond the music. I like that about Brian May. You got a rose petal? I hope you still had that framed somewhere. I would have loved, I think my time with Phoebe. If anybody watched me, I hauled one of these a few weeks ago in a different size and a bigger size. Actually, David now wears a much bigger size than me, which kind of blows my mind because I've always been the tubby wife. And now I'm like, I need a smaller size than you. Or he's like, oh, you can wear my stuff. And I'm like when we went hunting, you can wear my stuff. It was too big. I couldn't do that and handle a crossbow. Something would have gotten tangled up and it would have been a fiasco. I couldn't wear it. So I had to order me one in a smaller size, but I was really happy with the quality. The hood is lined, the inside is not. But the inside is jersey-like material, so it doesn't snag to your other clothes. I really like that. This is I may have got the same size. I may have got another the same size. Anyway, I tried it on, and I knew what I needed to buy, so I went and bought another one. And this is the second one of these I've bought. I like them. They've got the cuffs. It hangs, and it's heavy enough. It hangs over your clothes down. It's not going to snag on anything. It's going to provide a layer of comfort and a layer of insulation without being another bulky layer. I kind of got this and fell in love with it, and I was like, I need one myself. And I went back and got the other one that I needed the size in more. And I really like these camo hoodies. So if you've not found one, it's like a lined football jersey, a little bit heavier, and I just like them. I like the way they hang. I like the way they wear. That's been something I have really enjoyed Really enjoyed from Temu. Really enjoyed from Temu. It's weird. Maybe that's what it was. I told David, I said, well, I was going to get you one for Christmas. I guess I'll just go ahead and get another one for me now. I think that's what I said. Yeah, and I did. I got me another one. Oh, what are you? Okay, this is one of David's Christmas gifts. Are you ready? Okay, look at this. Ready? Everybody guess what it is in the comments. What do you think this is in this bag in the comments? Even if you're watching this later, go back to the comments and put it in. I want to see what you think it is, because y'all know the stuff I buy and the stuff that I tend to buy for David for gifts and stuff. It's around what he enjoys doing with his life. So if you think it's something super weird, it probably likely with me. But if you think it's something very plain for David, it's kind of both. It is a Winchester shotgun shell casing tumbler, so that for the winter he can take a hot drink to work in the morning. And it's got a really, really taut, oh, that's not going to fly open anywhere. That's really nice. Lid. And the funny thing is that it comes in twos. So it has a mate and it comes with a black straw. Oh, metal straw. That's metal. It's metallic. And so they come in pairs. So I've got two of these. And that's going to be like his last birthday gift. So he's got one he can switch out. I only have to wash him every other day because he's got two. So I won't be seeing them, you know, it won't be constantly, oh, make sure you wash that. Oh, make sure you wash that. I've got an extra one. So when I catch the dishes, it's just easier for me to catch the dishes. It came in twos. And they were really inexpensive to be what they are, to come in pairs. So I thought, yeah, I'll buy those. And I thought they were cute. It's something we can use. And yes, my UPS person has already been by this morning. Does anybody else's UPS people get earlier and earlier as the weeks go on? And as we get closer to Christmas, then they'll start only coming like 3 times a week or 2 times a week here because we're remote. But they'll come super early and leave it by my door when I open the door to be right there. And they do that because they know I have mobility issues, and as it gets colder, the closer they get to my front door. And I appreciate that from them. I really do. We have a UPS lady right now, too, and she's really good. She's really nice. So, favorites out of this haul. I thought it was going to have more craft crap. I literally thought that was my ribbon coming in, but I guess we've got another bag somewhere because I bought a bunch of ribbon and some other craft stuff. So we've got another bag somewhere. So we might have another Temu haul here in a couple of days. That's really weird, but it might happen. I am currently working on a video for the egg carton mushrooms. So I'm going to try to finish it this evening. It may be a really late post tonight. I'm going to try. I won't say I will. It depends on the paint drying. And paint, these apple barrel crate paints, they dry whenever they want to. So I'm fixing to do a secondary layer and start taping the second half of it. I'm making 4. And it's a fiasco. I'm telling you, it's a lot of steps. It's a lot of waiting. It takes a lot of patience. And it's kept my craft corner bogged down for the last 2 days while I've been doing this. It's been like, oh, I want to clean my craft corner. I can't. It's drying. I've got other stuff I need. I know where everything is. Don't touch it. You will not find your way out of this one. So everything has just been, for a few days now, over there in my kitchen corner where I craft a lot in the sunshine. It's just kind of been laying there waiting for me to come back. But I can't until I get these mushrooms done. So I've been doing little bitty mushroom work. So I've been like, I'll get these done. I'll get these done. I'll get these done. And I've been like, they're never going to get done. And I'm not going to lie, guys. When you watch it, it's going to look like a quick thing. This is over 2.5 day span. And it's not the materials. They're easy. What you need is easy. It's the painting process and waiting in between each layer of paint. And I had a darker backdrop for my egg cartons, and so I needed to do a white base. And that's, I think, what added the most time for me. If I had used white egg cartons and put a brown base, it would have been fine. But you know me. Got to do things the hard way. But I'm going to try to finish that this evening for y'all. And it's fun. It's neat to watch the egg cartons turn into these things. But it's also like, dry. I'm done with you. Hurry up, you know. So I understand. I think the toilet paper glue paper mache might be a better option for some people, and I may try that if I get 5 minutes and I get that corner squared away and I'm like, okay, now I can sit and focus on one thing. I may try that, but I've made about 30 ornaments in the last few days, and I've gotten these mushrooms started because there's a chance I may be out of town midweek. So I'm really hoping there's a chance I'm out of town midweek to the end of the week, maybe the first of next week. And so I've been trying to get ahead on stuff. So I've made about 30 ornaments and started these mushrooms and done a few other things to get ahead. And I'm really aggravated now because my mushrooms, it's something I want to get done before I travel, if I travel. And I've got to get it done by tomorrow evening, regardless, because I've got to go for blood work. And that's kind of my doctor's going to tell me whether I can travel or not. And so I'm like, I've got to get this done. It's very, 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 very slow. And that's aggravating me because I've been moving at a moderate pace for the last couple of weeks, trying to get stuff sorted and found so I can put these things together and to be stopped by a mushroom. It's been very frustrating, but they're going to be pretty. And when I get them done, I will have 2 very large pieces of craft piles off of my kitchen table, and that will help me immensely in crafting the rest of the year. So that will be nice. And I'm waiting on velvet ribbons and some other stuff that y'all might want to see the quality that comes from Temu. I'm excited to see the quality that comes from Temu. I did buy some ribbon from Walmart to finish the ornaments that I have done. But I have a velvet ribbon coming. I have tassels coming for certain ornaments. I think I have some paint markers coming. Y'all have seen numerous paint markers on this channel. I've liked almost every paint marker I've gotten from Temu, to be quite honest. But we've got some more craft items coming, some bigger ornaments, the clear ones coming for dioramas. Just a mixture of stuff that is like last minute, oh crap, I needed this. I think I've even got some jewelry items coming to make those buffalo teeth necklaces that I'm going to make because I wanted a secondary hanging charm with them. So I went on Temu and found stainless steel charms and grabbed a few. And so I've got a mixture of stuff coming that might be interesting for y'all to see the quality that comes from Temu. It's more hand-picked stuff instead of just, this is stuff I had to go and look for that I specifically needed. So let's see what they hide in the bowels of the Temu listings. That's kind of interesting for me. So that's where I am with the crafting. That's where I am with the Temu. I do have other stuff coming in. It's just last minute, like craft or Christmas stuff that I need. It should be interesting, though, because there's a few household and necessary items in there as well. I'm really winding down on the Temu, and without this last craft order that I did a few weeks ago that's coming in 50,000 bags, I don't think I would have probably ordered again had I had a really good, well-stocked Dollar Tree. We don't have one. So, but I was like, okay, I'll finish this craft stuff through Temu, and then I'm probably done for quite a while. And I've made sure that to mix in with these orders the toiletries and bathroom and cleaning and items that I really like, because when I finish this, it's probably going to be well after the first of the year before I order again. I just don't see me ordering again. Right now, I've got extra money being donated, so a lot of my what I call stupid money is now going for a very smart reason. It's going to help people that are in need, especially in Appalachia. And so I just don't see me wasting a whole lot of money on Temu. This is stuff that I needed to finish these crafts. We're going to Grinchmas next month, and that's a 2-day event in Cookville. And then I've got some that I needed to make for gifts, family gifts and presents. And I thought, well, I'll just get this done. But I think the Temu phase is just about over. Like I mentioned the other day in the video, I think it's about over for me because either issue that Temu started, they either started to want to take prices down and become a mobile, and now the drop shipping ruling has made them have to, oops, sorry, we're going to backtrack and make you pay more and you're going to have to pay for shipping now. Or they started and said, we'll get them addicted to lower cash, and then they'll be so addicted to us, they'll still want to shop with us. And it doesn't matter if we drop ship, they'll still buy. And so either way, Temu started out, they've ended up probably in foreign territory where they didn't think they would want to be, or they planned this all along and the drop shipping just made them have to keep it lower so they could compete with Amazon and everything else. It's weird, though, because I've ordered from Temu and had Walmart and Amazon complete the orders. So I'm becoming more concerned. Like, I try not to get local warehouse stuff because then you have to pay shipping. There are some things you can only get local warehouse. You can't buy on Temu anymore. And I'm really irritated about that, but it's so they can make money on the shipping of those larger or heavier items. I don't like that. Be what you said you were going to be. Don't start charging shipping now. But I'm kind of watching going, what's your next move? Because we're going to know what your motive was when you make your next move, Temu. Did you just start out to screw us over to make us think we were going to save money? And a lot of people thought they were going to save money forever. And I'm not one of these people, but because I'm leery of everybody, but everybody thought they were going to save money. And so a lot of people that were saving money, like crazy money, on what they would buy for clothes for work or shoes for work or toiletries or household goods. A lot of these people then started spending that money elsewhere or started a bill they had to pay that they thought, oh, I've got the money now. And now Temu's changed and they don't have the money anymore. And now they're in a spot. And while I feel bad for those people, at the same time, I'm like, why did you overextend yourself? Don't overextend yourself. So it's kind of like, ugh, who do I feel sorry for? But in the end, I'm going to feel sorry for the people because we're the ones that are made into consumers when we honestly shouldn't be made into this level of consumer. This is kind of silly that we have to go through 7 to 10 super agencies to find the lowest price on something. It's kind of stupid that we have to do that when our own nation should be self-creating what we need so that we can always be paying our own nation. It irritates me, but anywhere you buy in the U.S., you are getting another product made somewhere else. There's no way really to buy U.S. unless you're buying fruit or vegetables or handmade items that you can literally buy from a physical storefront. So it's kind of a catch-22 in the U.S. to buy American made because it's very hard to do so and get everything you need. That's what I've been trying to say for 10 minutes. Maybe I just should have started backwards and just... But anyway, that's where I am. I do like the quality of the Winchester cups. They're good. I know they're a dupe, but they're okay. They're fine. The flag thing is really cute, even if it is 3D printed. It's just what I expected is really cute. The carpet tape is just carpet tape, but I like it better than the one at Amazon that costs like 4 times as much. This is like $1.49 on Amazon. It's hard to get it under like $5-6 at least, and that's the crappy stuff. This stuff is like $9 to $12, and I got it for $1.49. And it's like, why do we have to? If they can sell it for $1.49, I'm pretty sure that Amazon or Walmart could as well. They just choose not to because they want us to be hooked for the price. So if nothing else, maybe this has woken up consumers' eyes to where they'll go, I'm not going to pay that for that. I can get that elsewhere. Just wait 2 weeks. And I'm one of those people. But if it were to come to, if they actually got USA products in storefronts that I go to, yeah, I would say, no, I'm going to buy from USA. But when I go to a storefront that's selling the same item as I can get on Amazon or Temu, I'm going to say, okay, that's the same item. Where do I want to get it? Soaps are the same items. These soaps are in lots of stores. If you buy them, you'll see the packaging. They're in lots of stores. The bath items, the bath mats, they're the same ones on Amazon. I ordered 2, one from Amazon, one from Temu. Guess what? They're the same freaking ones. And I'm like, why did I spend? And you just have to question yourself, and you start to figure out the game they're running. And you just understand they want you to think that you're putting money back in your economy. But with Amazon, we're not really. We're not. Bezos may pay some taxes, but that's about it. Everything else, I'm pretty sure he's offshored somewhere to where he's paying the most minimum level of taxes possible. How else is he going to put himself in a rocket ship and go up in the stratosphere? Most of us are just trying to eat. And that man is wasting money to jettison himself to the stratosphere and fall back down. It's like, what was the purpose of that, Bezos? Just get a flicking, just go on a flight. Look at pictures taken out of satellites and shuttles. My goodness, waste your money. I mean, make us feel like idiots. We're just trying to eat. And here you are so flippin' rich that you're just, putting yourself in the atmosphere. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. There's no use to that. He didn't better humanity. He didn't do anything but fill his ego with that. And I'm like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe I just don't understand. I don't see what that made him feel other than superior. And that's bull crap. It's bull crap. Money does not make you superior. Your behavior and how you treat others, that should be what makes you superior. If we had that back in stock, then the world would be a different place. But we don't believe like that anymore. But if we did, people would be much better people because a superiority complex in someone that has no good intentions is a bomb waiting to go off. But one in a decent person is like a secondary conscience that will keep them straight and make them think of others before themselves. I wish we had more moguls around the world that thought of others. That would be so nice. And here we're learning with all this Puff Daddy, P. Diddy crap. I always thought the man was weird. I always thought he's not handsome enough to be rich. He's not handsome enough to be famous. Well, okay, what do people flock for fame? They either flock to their ideal or something that's familiar. Well, if they flock to their ideal, I don't think he looks very idealistic. And if they flock to their familiar, who really acts like him in the real world? So why did he garner such fame? And if he was truthfully doing these things, how did he get away with it for so long? Was it the money? Was it the fame? I don't know. But I think what we're learning now as peons in America is that our stars are quite tainted. And we need to be aware of who we give so much love and attention to, because it normally goes in very bad ways after it leaves them. And maybe we ought to start asking harder questions of our famous people. How you doing? The Hard Crew 8. That's a neat name. I've seen it. I've seen you several times before, and I apologize if I've not. This is the first time I've spoken. I can't always see very well to see the writing, but today I can. My eyes are much better after about 2 days getting over the last migraine. So I feel better. My eyes are lightening up, even though y'all still probably think I look horrendous. They're lightening up. This is no makeup, nothing. I have on nails, but that's it. They've been painted on by crafts and everything else. If you want these nails, these are the ones that come on little pull-off tabs. These are the gray ones, the gray blue. These things stick like none other. I'm here to tell you, they stick like none other. So if you see the nails on the little twist-off tabs and you got to rasp them, file them. Sorry, I was in blacksmith mode. You got to file them. Sorry. You got to file. These are actually really good nails. A lot of people don't want to buy them because they think they look cheap, but when you get them off, they look just like any other nail, and they wear really good. The thing that twists off, it goes on the end of your nail, and you just file it off. So they wear and they stay. Like these, I've only lost one in 4 or 5 days. They're really good nails. And I know they're normally cheaper because they look cheap, but they're actually the same material and they stick so well. They're made at a different slope, the angles of the nail are, so they actually lay closer to your nail and they stay. They're much closer up here and they stay. So I really like these nails. And that's why you'll see me order the ones that spin off every once in a while, because I know that if it's a color I like, they're really good nails. So Temu, like 46 cents. Sometimes you get them as low as 28 cents. And that's 28 cents to make me look like this instead of like my hands normally look. Yes, please. I'll take it. Even though I've painted on one and done everything else. So, yeah. Interesting day. I'm definitely going to use this for a few days and see if I like it as much as I like the other ones. I like the Rosino better than the Lady Parts one. I like the Rosino version better. But this actually with the powder smell. Yeah, with the powder smell, after you get that seal off the top, the seal kind of smells funny, but after you get the seal off the top, I think the powder smell might be one that I like a little bit better. I don't know. Peach is not always my favorite smell. So if you like peach, you may like the other better. I'm going to use this for a few days. And like I said, I use it kind of as a little cologne stick. Just like if I'm going out. Because every time I go out of this house, I'm going to run into somebody that wants to hug me. And I'm not going to tell them they can't give me a hug. That's rude. Especially if it's somebody I really care about. I'm not going to say you can't hug me. So I normally put a little bit of that on. Especially if I've been up all day and I've been doing something all day. Just to freshen up before I go to town. And just to smell a little bit better before I go to town. That way, in case I run across somebody and I hear, oh, Miss Waters, oh, my nephew's doing so good. Thank you. We just praise the Lord for you. And they just can grab my milk in the milk aisle and just squeeze me. And I'm like, it's good to know he's doing well. I get that all the time. And so I try not to go to Walmart looking like absolute crap. But if I have to run there unexpectedly, I will spritz perfume or straighten up a little bit because I know I'm going to run into somebody that's going to recognize me when I was packing a badge. Or a family I worked with for years, because they had multiple people on supervision. I don't want to be rude, and if they're really that happy, go ahead and hug me. I'm okay with it. Go ahead and hug me. Some people, that hug could probably make their whole day. Oh, yeah, I get cluster migraines in the fall and in the spring. And yins will see this, the more yins watch me, you'll see my cluster migraines occur. And I can't get rid of them. All the migraine medicines, none of them work. They normally, I will always have like the abnormal reaction to medications. I'm allergic to everything. And so there's nothing really I can take. I just have to sleep them off. And so when I have these cluster migraines, it feels like I'm asleep for a week when I've only got like 10 to 12 hours between migraines. Maybe it's the same one coming and going with these weather systems, but they call them clusters. And so I've been kind of peaked the last week, and it's been with migraines. And we've got weather moving in, and I'm just like, pick a season, Tennessee. We need to pick a season, Tennessee, because we're we're suffering here. But I am perking up, and normally once I get through the clusters, they calm down, and I don't really have that many until spring starts, and then I'll have clusters and a spring. But this is hitting hard, so I'm thinking we're gonna have a hard winter, probably ice or snowstorms. And we're starting to, every time I go to the store, grab water, grab canned soup, because the easiest thing to heat on a wood stove is canned soup. If I want to like fry bacon or stuff, I will walk out to the fur shed. Y'all might think that's horrible. I will walk to the fur shed and use his stove because it's much hotter on top. And it gets hotter quicker, and then it gets cooler quicker too. Ours in here holds the heat. And I will go out there and fry something really quick. And then I'll leave the long-term stuff on in here cooking all day. So I'll cook soup for a couple, 3 hours, then we'll eat it. I'll just leave it on top of the stove and keep that stove rolling and keep it on top of the stove. And if I want to cook something quick, I go out to the wood stove. And if I wanted to like bake something, I could have him dig a hole in the fall and like put a tarp over it, and then when the snow fell, we could just sweep the snow off, pull the tarp back, then we'd have the hole with the dirt. You put your Dutch oven in there with whatever you want to cook in there with coals, and then you put coals on the top, and then you kind of fill it in a little bit so it stays nice and hot. And you just put your Dutch oven in there and cover it with coals and just kind of walk away. And in about 20, 30 minutes, you'll have biscuits, or you'll have brownies, or you'll have whatever you want to cook in your Dutch oven. And you just sit it down in the hole on the coals with coals around it. And then you pull it back up. We used to make turkey in the hole at one of the boot camps that I worked at, and we would dig a hole and cook our turkeys in it for like 12 hours. I love these things. These are great memories that I have with wonderful kids that many of them have grown up to be wonderful adults, and I'm very proud of. But those are great memories for me. Yeah, I have to be careful with the lights that I use, especially during the holidays. If you'll notice, a lot of my lights, they're always on constant. They're very rarely on twinkle, because twinkling hurts me. I don't like a lot of bright colors, so I use the warm white that's a lower register. And I don't use the lots of colors, just warm white. And I only have 3 candles that flicker, and I put them behind me on a shelf. The other ones are just those ones that very softly, and they're elsewhere in the house. Lights, smells, and certain posturing. If I sleep in certain ways, I'll mess up my neck. I have ordered, and we will have a tryout haul when it comes, because I'll have to charge it. And I think it came this morning. I've got to check the box that came. I ordered because I've got this knot back here in my neck. Ever since I had that lactic acidosis and I swelled really bad, I've had this in my neck. It's been really hard to get rid of. My chiropractor that I've spoken to a couple times, he's been like, I don't know, Elizabeth. He's like, it should have gone down more than that. And I'm like, I know. He said, you need to get that massaging thing that rolls on the shoulders that everybody's going crazy over. And I was like, does that really work? He said, yeah. He's like, I have one almost like it in the office now. And I was like, it's like, I have it for people that struggle with a lot of shoulder issues. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, they really work. He said, and that one is a really good one for the price. He said, hang on, I'll send you a coupon. He sent me a coupon. I found it on TikTok shop with a coupon. And I got it for like $25 shipping and all, which I had a massively huge coupon. It was like meant for doctors and stuff, I'm sure. And I got it with a coupon for like $24, $25 shipping and all. And so I think that's what came in this morning. I'm waiting to see. But he said if I would release the rest of this lactic acid that's kind of built up here, that would go down farther, because I used to not have that. That would go down farther, and my migraines would probably greatly reduce. So I've got it. I bought it. So if you're on the fence about it, wait until I use it. We'll try to get to that this evening or tomorrow as quickly as I can get it charged. We'll try to get to that, and then you'll know if it works, because I will tell you, because I have a huge issue, and I have like sensory issues too with migraines. So a lot of stuff that are sensory issues will give me migraines. So I'll tell you if it's really something that migraine users can use that will like, that is not going to harm them. And here I go pulling my knee up to my chest. I sit here all wadded up now. But I'm going to use that because he swore it would work, and he swears, he's like, it works for the people that I use it for in the office. And he's like, you need one of those. So I thought, well, with this coupon, if I find the lowest TikTok shop, which I did, I found it. And I had like a manufacturer's coupon, so they couldn't tell me no. So you enter your coupon code, and it's a manufacturer's coupon. And so I got it for like $24.99 shipping and all, $25.99 shipping and all. That's a really good deal, because that sucker sells for $90 most of the time, $60 to $90. So I grabbed it. I hope I'm not greatly disappointed, but if I am, then you know not to be, and you know not to spend your money there. But with the issues I've been having, I bought the sucker. So we'll see if it's worth its money. And I'll tell you honestly, because this is very important to me. My health is super. Y'all have seen me on my health journey the last few years. Y'all know it's super important to me. And I've been doing so much to have, still have a few things really kind of tripping me up. And Helene tripped me up a lot with the swelling and with the fall. And I'm now getting back on track with my physical therapy and everything. And I'm doing much better. I had swelled so much. I had so much water weight on me. And now I'm back below where I was before. So I know I'm doing better. And I'm staying between the 120 and 127 pounds at all times. I stay in that gap. And that's where I've been staying. And with Helene and the swelling, it's been, I felt like I've not accomplished a lot, but I know I have because my belt is still going down on my breeches. But I'm just so swollen, I'm carrying fluid with me. So I know not to look at the scale completely. And I know my clothes are fitting better and I feel better. I did go online today and buy some NAC, a supplement, just because I honestly think that would make me feel better. And I've been doing a lot of research as far as thyroid and body hormones. And I think I'm about to start this is going to sound really nasty, but if you're struggling with your health, listen to me. I think I'm about to start a beef organs supplement protocol. And it's not, you don't have to eat beef organs, which I don't mind eating liver, and we've ate heart before, and sticks, you eat a lot of stuff, and it just tastes like meat when you eat it. It's just muscle like everything else. I love asparagus. I love asparagus, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Oh my God, I love them. But we don't get the fresh stuff here in the sticks as much as I would like to, and that's why I'm trying to fill in that gap. And the beef organs, I think, would be a great help, especially for David has Lyme's disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Of course, he used to log. And so, of course, he's going to be out in the woods where the government sent their flea-bitten ticks to go out and start their... That was government created. I hope y'all know that. Y'all know that? It started on the coast where Plum Island is, and then it spread. And they've got it traced now, and they know basically it was a government contract disease that got out. You should read up on that. It's interesting. And so David gets agitated. Every time his Rocky Mountain spotted fever and his Lyme flares up, he gets very agitated because he knows this was done to him. Because his dad logged his whole life and was bitten his whole life and it never had this. And so David gets really irritated the more research comes out on this. He gets very mad. Mock turtle soup. Oh, hey, we used to do snapping turtle soup. You can the common brown snapping turtles, if they're so bigger, you can keep them. We'd keep them and put clean water through them for a few days and let them kind of mud out is what we call it. And then we'd slaughter them and prepare them or freeze them. And they have like 7 different kinds of meat on them. Turtles are actually really good, and they're I know it sounds horrible if people like turtles. I wouldn't eat a land tortoise, but like snapping turtles, they've been eaten around here for centuries. And the common brown is still, you can hunt it, you can harvest it, and you can eat it as long as it meets the requirements of the state. So it has to be like 12 or 14 inches or bigger, because they don't want you taking the really old ones. Those are the breeding ones. Alligator snapping turtles are protected, so you can't eat an alligator snapper. And they're vicious. Why would you even want to tangle with one? The regular snapping turtles are mean enough. An alligator snapper is just hateful. But we used to take those in and eat them. So I've eaten probably more than most people in my life. But I come from the sticks where we still eat weird things, and it's still normal around here. Well, I've been wondering about the bee venom because he's actually really allergic to certain things. That's why I was always worried when he's in the logging woods, because I'm like, you're allergic? If you get stung, oh my God. He's allergic to a lot of the worms that come out in the fall. His whole body will swell up if he gets touched by a woolly worm or anything else. And I'm like, how could you have logged and be allergic to this much crap? But now we know. But I've been wondering if that would be something he would be interested in trying, and starting with some of the topical lotions first. But he's not made that known if he would take it if I bought it or not. But now the NAC, and he's taken before with me. I just needed to kind of replenish it. It had been a while since I bought it. He did well on it the last time, so I think he'll do better on it this time. And I think it's something that's probably going to make me feel a lot better right now too with what I'm going through. So I thought, well, that probably isn't a bad thing. I'm going to let my endocrinologist know. Don't worry. If she says don't take it, I won't. But I think it will be a good thing, because I think a lot of my stuff runs low because I'm not nutritionally getting what I used to get, and I think that will be a good boost to my metabolism. And I probably need a big boost because I probably need a huge boost. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not eating near what I used to, and so when I eat, I try to make sure it's better quality stuff and getting me more of what I need. So I'm like, if I want something sweet, I will literally put Greek yogurt and I will put honey on top of it, raw, unfiltered honey, and that's like ice cream to me now, and that helps with a lot of the swelling and inflammation. I do a lot of. My mother bought me the Isogenics protein shakes. They're really good for you. They're expensive though. I wouldn't expect anybody to buy those, but they're really good for you if you want to try them if you have the money. And then I'm just propped up here like Lily Tomlin with my knee at my lap. just what hit my lap? I can't get my chair back far enough. I'm just sitting like Lily Tomlin in that rocking chair. I've got a dress, so what else have I tried? I have tried so much stuff. The collagen peptides, supplements. I found one really good one that tastes amazing when you make it. It just goes in your drink, and it tastes amazing. And if I don't forget when I pull it out later to make me my daily drink, I'll try to take a picture of it and post it on the community. So if y'all want to know where your money goes, this has lasted me like 2 months, over 2 months. I don't use it twice a day. I only use it once a day, but for me, that's been enough. And I don't think it was very much at all. For 2 months use, it was way cheaper than anything else I could have bought. And it's got a dragon fruit and coconut flavor. It's so good. It's so good. And when I put syrups and stuff in my drinks, I go ahead and get the cane sugar syrup because I know what cane sugar is. I don't know what all those things are. And the other ones, no, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to put that in my body. So I buy the cane sugar syrups, and I put a little bit of cane sugar. And I'd rather be taking in cane sugar than God knows what this man made. So that's how I kind of look at things now. Look at things from a nutritional aspect. I'm reading more labels. I want to see short, condensed labels with very few ingredients and as wholesome and as natural as possible. And I even went for olive oil the other day, and I had to put the jar back that David got. And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Look at that." I said, "It's from like 7 different countries." He goes, "Well," I said, "that means they've been frozen or cooked and sent off and mixed." And I said, "I want them dealt with, made, and nothing else put in them, and not have to put that stuff in them so they can ship them here or there." I said, "I want it made at one place, put together, and sent to me." I said, "I don't want everybody else's trash from 7 countries pushed into one." And he was very unhappy about the cost of the one that I got. And I said, "I don't know why you worry about it. I'm buying it." But he was like, "Why would you spend that much on olive oil?" I said, "Because it's going in my body." And I think as Americans, we've forgotten that over the last several decades. And I think as Appalachians, we don't think about it. Oscar. Oh, your collar was messed up. I think as Appalachians, we don't think about it because going to the grocery store when you were a kid was a treat in Appalachia because you ate primarily at home. Even people still got a lot of their milk at home. And so going to Appalachia for, that was neat because you saw the things that were not staples. You had flour, sugar at home. You made your own butter. You got your own milk that you made your own butter with. You had your own eggs. A lot of stuff was just vegetables put up in Appalachia. So you got to go to the grocery store for extras. And sure enough, those extras once a month or twice a month would not harm you, but the extras every day of your life really start to suck. And I think people have learned that now, that these extras were not meant to be consumed every day. And so a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's what happened." Yeah, that's what happened. So a lot of people have gone back to, they call it now the organic, but it's just the way things are supposed to be made. It's not that it's organic. It's just the way things are supposed to be made. So, but yeah, I think we've kind of noticed that now these extras were not meant to be consumed all the time. So a lot of people in Appalachia are going, "Yeah, I do eat a lot of crap that I shouldn't eat that's not like from home." Because if you get right down to it, almost everything you need if you have a cow, you can get from home. Or if you have a friend that has a cow that you can barter with, you can almost get all that from home. Because then with a cow, you've got your fats, and you can make everything else that you need in fats. You can make cottage cheese, you can make butter, buttermilk, and that leads you to make buttermilk biscuits, and you waste anything. You might have to get flour and sugar, unless you process cane, which some people around here do, and that's about it. And I think people are realizing now, the less I really get from the government, the better I am. Yes, the best you get from the government, or these stipulations the government puts on food, probably the better you are. That's my opinion anyway. You may have your own, but I think I'm lucky to have come from this area, and I think I'm extremely lucky to have been in families with grandparents that still do things the old ways, that put up gardens. And, and of course, my mom's a huge canning person. And she makes those artisan homemade breads. My mom is like a rock star in the kitchen. I can't do near what she does, but she makes those homemade artisan breads where we're all drooling. We watch it raise twice, we watch it prove twice, and go into the oven, and we're all drooling by the time it gets out because we know exactly how good it's going to taste. And those yeast rolls she makes are just amazing, amazing. Like, I've been up here for pushing 2 weeks now, and I've been like, I'm missing Mom's dinners and her rolls, and so I'm like, yeah. Of course, Matthew's back and forth right now, so I'm trying to sit and be still, especially while I've been sick. But now since I'm feeling better, I may have to pop back down the hill and visit for a while and get me some yeast rolls. Can I make them? Yeah. Do they taste the same? No. Do I use the same recipe? Yes. But when your mama makes them, they taste better. I'm sticking to that. I think they do. But while I've been sick, I've stayed up here and just been still. But now since I'm feeling better, I probably will visit soon. If I don't get to run the roads going where I'm wanting to go, then I'll probably go visit them. But I won't know until tomorrow when I do blood work, so we'll see what the doctor says then. But bee venom, for some people, for joints and stuff, it works wonders. It's been something I have danced around, and I've gotten a few of the topical stuff, but I've never tried like the full program. It's something I have thought about a lot, though. A lot. Because, back in the time, doctors used to actually make bees sting people. Bees would be in their arsenal, and they would actually make them sting them in very specific areas. They had a whole science behind it, but apparently that science, it used to be like the inflammation and swelling would stop the joint pain, but now they know it wasn't the swelling caused from the venom, but the venom itself. And so they're doing lots of great things with, natural substances. Of course, bee venom is one of those things you better know if you're allergic or not, and mahogany waspers I'll swell up every daggum time. I can even almost tolerate a yellow jacket sting, but those mahogany waspers, they freaking hurt. Those bother me. And we have some around here, and as long as you know that's your space, that's mine, don't bother me, they're pretty docile, and they do a great job with my flowers and stuff. I can't, even the honeybees, I think they might outdo the honeybees sometimes. Honestly, I think they do sometimes around here. But we try not to bother them unless they move into an area we don't like, and then we will get them pushed back. We'll call our pest people and have them push them back. But we just want our house to not be bothered by them. The surrounding barn and the areas, if they find a place to build and we know about it, we'll let them build there and do their thing because they're very helpful to the environment. We just want to know to not be over there. And we will pay attention and look for swarms when we're mowing and cleaning up fence rows and stuff because we don't want to be over there if they're building. We'll leave them alone. They can have that spot until winter, and then we'll clean it up, and see where they want to build next year. So these waspers move, these hornets move. They'll move their nest to the ground, to trees, to buildings, but they move. And so they will eventually move out of something. If it's built in a building in the winter, they'll go to a warmer spot in the ground. So we just wait for them to kind of move. And then we go and clean up, and they don't really bother us, and we leave them alone, and that lets them get their stuff done, and it helps us too, helps especially in the flowers in the garden. And they leave us alone so we can do our stuff in our area. And we've done this for 20-something years here now on our property, and they've not been too big of a bother. One time we saw a huge swarm that I was like a black cloud moving, and David said, get in the house. They've lost their nest and they're looking for a place to go, but they will attack if they feel threatened. And he said, get in the house. And that was probably 15 years ago. And I had to get the kids in. And we sat and watched from the windows as this big cloud stopped and hung on a pine tree for is a loblolly pine, stuck and hung on that pine tree, a young pine tree, for probably 20 minutes while they were, I guess, recalculating probably. And then they took off again and they moved on. And sure enough, like the next week or so, he learned they were logging right up the road a little bit. They had cut a bunch of old growth. And that's probably where they came from. And we felt kind of bad. He did call a couple of his friends that had beehives. And he said they're moving this way if you want to try to catch them, because if you can get a beehive in their way and they can smell another queen, normally they'll come to it. So he did call his friends that had hives. Now, if David cuts down a tree and he finds bees, he immediately stops, calls his tree. That tree is untouchable until those bees are moved, and they move on to another area and cut there. That's the way he's always been. The bees are important to us here. So, and he'll do the same if he sees them out flying around. He'll be like, hey, guys, they're going this way, and they're headed that way. And they always seem to recover them. Bees are not stupid. So, but that's the only time I've seen like a huge giant swarm lost. and they're all hanging together from the pine trees, I guess, talking about where they're going to take a right turn next. And it was interesting to see. I didn't think they acted aggressive, but I guess if you're lost and you don't know what is normal, you probably would take everything as aggression. So I wasn't mad at them. I was just like, y'all need to move off. I'm not sending my kids back outside till y'all move off. So we stayed inside for an hour or so until they had gotten somewhere else, and we knew they weren't going to circle back. And that was just like the weirdest day because, I don't know, that was just, I felt sorry for them. But yeah, they always build around here somewhere, and we try to let them do it. And bees are good to keep like other pests and stuff out of wood piles. Like copperheads are notorious for getting in wood piles. So right now, this time of year when it's cold at night and warm of the day, if you're going to go and get wood off your wood pile, please smack it, kick it, knock it, and shove it a little bit and see if anything crawls out, because copperheads are really bad to curl up underneath the logs, the individual pieces of wood, and you'll pick it up and they'll strike at you. In my life, 2 or 3 at least times we've caught them like that and been like, oh crap, I almost got bit. And copperheads are, I don't know, they just like wood piles. They like wood piles. They will come on your porches during the fall and spring to get warm at night, and you just have to have an extra lookout. We're not really bad with snakes here, but they can be at times. They can be, but they aren't naturally normally here a lot. And but as we get older and we have less outdoor animals, it seems like nature kind of wants to reclaim the yard. And I'm like, no, I'm still mowing. You can't have the yard. But they will, if they're not hearing kids play and run and, it seems like they do get closer and closer to the house. And so we have to kind of walk around every once in a while and tap and smack and bang and just remind them we're still in this area. And it's not my favorite thing to do because I don't like snakes. Mostly we have black snakes here, and our black snakes are resident snakes. Now, last winter, I think it was last winter or the winter before, yeah, that's what they use. They use those little things like that. Yeah, they can actually get them out there and like they spritz stuff when they put the hive down, and it helps lure them in, and then that queen will pull them on in the hive. It's really neat to watch. One of the guys that used to do it used to be a state trooper. He was a sweetheart. And it was neat to watch him do it because they were just so casual with him. And I was like, I can't be casual with that many bees on me. I couldn't. But he was really, his name was Lester. He was really good at it. And it was something to watch. But yeah, the black snakes, if you remember last year, the year before, I can't remember. Gosh, my health, I can't sort winters out anymore. Anyway, David, I think it was last winter, had gone into the lower side of the fur shed, which is not like proper insulated. It just holds stuff that he needs. And Ernie, the resident black snake, who's been here for a long time, Ernie's been in pictures with people. Ernie likes to pop out when people show up, and I'm like, Ernie, go away. And he's never been hostile, but he does like to put himself a little too close to me at times. And I'm like, Ernie, honey, I don't like you that much, And I don't mind black snakes because they're kind of a good thing to see on your property. They keep the other snakes normally away, but they can be buttholes. They're kind of craggy. There's like the little man's like, get off my yard. They in their older age, they can be like that. And Ernie normally lives at the barn. That's where Ernie's always lived. That's where he sheds. We find his skin every year. And I'm like, hey, Ernie, you've grown. And we just let it go. And last winter, he came into the lower side of the fur shed, and David had gone down in there to get something. He's not down in there a lot. When he needs a certain tool or something, he's sat down there. And he went in there, and Ernie dropped from the rafters and hissed at him. And he was like, Ernie. And he hissed at him and kind of lunged at him. And David said, no. He said, this is my building. David got something and popped him. And he said he went back up the rafters, started crawling. So I didn't think he'd hurt him. He's like, I think I'd just give him a headache. He said, but I wasn't going to have that. Well, Ernie, I haven't seen Ernie all year. I don't know if he just took that as okay, I'll stay at the barn. And he's completely stayed over there on that side now of the property because that's the larger acreage side. Or if he's been like, heck y'all, or that hurt him. I don't know. But we've not seen him, so we're waiting to see if we find his skin. And around this time, or the 1st of January, is the time that we'll run across it. As we're putting stuff up in the buildings and stuff, we'll run across it. And I'm waiting to see if I find his skin, because then I'll know if he's still around or not. Or he may have just took that as a, you need to move. I don't know. But he's never been hateful like that. But I think he probably got scared. And I told David, I said, well, you scared him. He said, well, he was in my building, Which, touche, that's your building. We kind of think Ernie stays at the barn. But it's funny, he's got more of a white on his face that looks down over his mouth. And so it's Ernie because he looks like he's grinning at you with his white on his mouth. And so I'm hoping he didn't take that as a you need to move. I'm hoping he just stayed over to the barn in the swamp more. But we'll know probably by the middle of January at the latest if he has, because we'll run across his skin somewhere. We'll find it eventually. And but that's kind of like the only thing I'm like, I haven't seen Ernie, and neither of us have seen him, and that's weird because we've normally seen him a few times, and we've not seen him. But we've not seen anything else coming in, so but we've not seen Ernie. I think David thought he had a spotting back in the summer. I wasn't here, and he said, I think I saw Ernie, but I'm not for sure. And that was crawling down the end of the backyard to the pasture. And he said, I'm not for sure, but I think it might have been Ernie. But we've not had any bad snakes around. So it's just interesting. And I was like, you need to apologize to him because he's been here probably half as long as he's been here forever. And so we just kind of, he was little and he wanted to pop up in pictures. When I'd have people come over for pictures, he'd start moving around. And he would literally like try to pop up, 12, 15 feet in front of him and be in the picture. And I was like, Ernie. And I'd have to get a big stick and sling him off somewhere. And I'd be like, you stay over there, Ernie. And he was never hateful. He was just a nuisance. He's just a nuisance. I don't like snakes, but Ernie, I tolerate Ernie because he's sweet. And I was like, go kill a mouse or chase something else because I'm busy. I've got to take these people's picture at the barn and you just don't need to be in it. He wasn't mean. He was just like, what you doing? And I was like, you can't be in this one, Ernie. People didn't like that too well either. So I'm anxious to see if he's still here or if he's moved on. I'll be kind of sad if he's moved on. I'll be kind of sad if he's moved on. But he didn't need to be getting in the other buildings because once they start getting in other buildings and they start getting in your house, and I'm just like, I would draw the line there. You can go live with Jesus before you get to live with me because you ain't gonna live in my house. But when it's copperhead time, I'm super careful on the porches and in the bedroom. Just because the door can be cracked or they'll find a hole. You just have to be super careful. And on the porches, you have to be super careful. But especially in bedrooms or like those outdoor entryways, you just have to be so careful. And that's something I'm always super, super aware of that freaks me out. Is copperheads during fall and spring season, they are just notorious to come wad up right by your house to stay warm. And they are viciously angry all the time. I've never met a nice copperhead. And I just don't care for them. Pine snakes are not that bad. Hognose snakes, you can play with them. Baby ringnecks, I used to bring them back into science class and get in trouble. I'd put them in my pockets, on my shirts, my jeans, and then they'd crawl out. My science teacher would have a hissy fit. And I'd be like, they're not that venomous when they're little. They can't hurt you. She would throw a fit. And I would get in trouble every year. But it was just too much of that's a baby snake, and I needed it. So up through 6th grade, I routinely got in trouble for bringing wildlife into the classroom. You shouldn't send me out to recess in the wild blue yonder then is all I've got to say because I'm going to come back with something. That's how I was as a child. My mother had to tell me when I went to the yard sales and the flea market with my granny, don't bring back anything breathing because she tried the no fur thing and then I began bringing back feathered things. And so she finally said nothing breathing, which stopped my animals completely. That was smart. I got her on a technicality the first time, but she got me the other times. So I was just always that kid that had a pocket full of something. I still kind of am. I just don't like reptiles that much. Although I had a chameleon that beat the crap out of me. His name was Mr. Iggy, and he was not nice. A lady had found out she was pregnant and gave him to me. And I know why she gave him to me. He was mean. He would smack you with that tail. He didn't care if you were feeding him or anything. He would just smack you with that tail and hiss and blow. And I kept him for a while, and I just thought, I do way too much for you. Like, I had to make his meals and keep him on a light and had a warming rock. And I thought, I do way too much for you to treat me this way. It's like a bad relationship. So, I'm not staying, And I had to let him go because I was like, I just don't enjoy you as a pet. You're just a butthole. And so I gave him to the vet so she could find a proper place because I knew most people don't know how to take care of him because they require certain things. I gave him to the vet, and she said, I'll find a rescue or a place to take him. He was mean. I didn't like him at all. Oh, crawdads were amazing, especially when you get him to pinch somebody else. Did you ever do that? Did you actually catch a big one just so they could pinch somebody? That was like the story of my whole childhood, walking the streams, trying to find baby crawdads. Now, down in Middle Tennessee, the one time as a kid that I really went like creek walking, you would run into baby rattlesnakes, and they're more dangerous than adult rattlesnakes because they can't hold their venom, and they're got bright yellow on them. And you would run on the sandbanks and on the gravel banks. You'd run into baby rattlesnakes, and I'd be like, heck no. So in the water, you'd have carp going everywhere around you and knocking you over carp are huge in the creeks and waterways of Tennessee, by the way. They're getting horrible. A lot of people bow fish them or spearfish them around here. And then on the sandbars, you would find baby rattlesnakes. And I'd be like, this is not a place I need to be anymore. So, but in the eastern side, our waterways are cold enough. We don't find that a lot here. We find crawdads and in great number, but we don't find a lot of the other stuff. It won't stay up this high. Come in, I'll eat my life. Come on in. It's my mama. I was just talking about you. I was saying they need to come down and get yeast rolls. Huh? I was just talking about you on here. I was saying they need to come down and get yeast rolls. I went through Temu. I made a huge mess too. Move stuff and have a seat. Just move that. I just put that towel over there a minute ago. So, hey, I guess I get to put together some stuff now. I'll get that recipe. And then maybe we can all make yeast rolls. Speaking of the devil, here she pops up. I was just talking about you.
Okay, well, I'll have to call you with the recipe.
Yeah, I'll get the recipe for you. And Jen's going to do it too. I was saying I can make them, but they don't taste the same. So, but, well, Mom's here, so I'm going to visit. But everybody else, the salamanders catch those big water dogs. A lot of the ones we have here are protected now. Okay, a lot of the ones we have here are protected now. So we can't catch a lot of them anymore. So just be aware if you go to other places, you need to check because a lot of the ones that aren't protected in certain areas are protected in others. So make sure you check because you never know which ones are which. So, but we used to catch what we called big water dogs, what we call salamanders here. And we would fish with them when I was tiny. I think the ones we used to use are now protected. And that makes me feel bad. But we didn't know when I was little. It wasn't a big deal like that. But with the kids, I always made them buy the fake ones because I just didn't know. So I was like, don't bother it. Just don't bother it. So, but yeah, we used to catch a lot of stuff when I was little that you can't do anymore. It's not good for the environment anymore. Which our waterways up here stay pretty doggone clean. So I think we've done a decent job at it. A decent job. I won't say great, but I will say decent. So, well, let me put this stuff up, visit with Mom. And then if my other teammate bag comes in with the craft stuff, then I'll show y'all because I want to see the quality of the velvet ribbon. The velvet ribbon is a big one for me. I've got some velvet ribbon coming in. I've got some jewelry, pendant dangles, and then the extra strong jump rings that overlap more than normal jump rings. I want to see if they're the same quality as I get at like Hobby Lobby or Walmart because you can save it. If they are, you can save a tremendous amount of money. Those are two of the things I'm really interested about. And then the pendants themselves, the stainless steel pendants, I'm not really worried about them because everything I seem to be getting like stainless steel wise is really well made. So I'm not really concerned about that. But the specific little tiny pieces I am concerned about. So we'll be back to check on that. And then as soon as my white paint is dry, we will proceed with the mushrooms. And the video will come out as soon as I get the mushrooms done. It's a slow process with all the paint, so just wait on me. So we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to visit with Mom. Y'all have a good day. And put this stuff up so David can't find it. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. I got him some stuff in here for Christmas.